This is Kensington Avenue, one of America's most infamous drug streets, abandoned homes, open-air drug markets, and a crisis that's only getting worse. But why does everyone film here, and what's really going on beneath the surface? Kensington Avenue is Philadelphia's most infamous street. It's a place where America's opioid crisis plays out in the open. But why do so many filmmakers, journalists, and YouTubers flock here? And what does it say about the deeper crisis gripping the city? It's Think Museums, and we are on our way to Mutter Museum of Medical History, which is here in Philadelphia.
I think probably the best way to teach children not to do drugs is to allow them to see people on drugs.
There's so many in this town. They say this is the epicenter of this crisis here.
Because if a child sees a crackhead acting weird, they're not going to want to grow up and be that. You know what I mean? Or if they see a meth head with the teeth all rotten out and stuff like that, that's what I think. Maybe that's not exactly correct. There's quite a few people that I've known that drugs. You are going to make a left at this street here.
I left there, right?
Yeah, it's green. Oh, well, that is interesting. Some people do some weird things. This guy has a broom on the ground, and it's underneath his chin, like it's holding his head up, and he's just standing there with it. That was probably the best sign I've ever seen. Zombies must be kept on a leash. How long can the leash be, though? Okay, it says we are here.
We weren't planning to film here today, but on our way to the Mutter Museum of Medical History, we couldn't ignore the crisis unfolding just blocks away. Why does everyone film in this street? And what does it say about America's opioid epidemic?
So you might want to go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, like under the subway, right?
Yeah. So are they down there or this side? Which side is there?
They're all over. This is Kensington area.
Right now, we are driving beneath one of Philadelphia's most iconic and controversial structures, the Frankfurt Elevated Railway. But decades before this area became synonymous with urban decay, the L was the heartbeat of Northeast Philly working-class commute. Built in 1922, the Frankfurt L was designed to connect growing neighborhoods like Kensington and Frankfurt to Center City. At its peak, it carried over 100,000 riders daily, factory workers, shoppers, and families relying on its steel tracks to navigate the city. Back then, this wasn't just a transit line, it was a cultural landmark. Businesses thrived under its shadow. The clatter of trains overhead meant prosperity until it didn't. As factories closed and white flight drained the Northeast, ridership plummeted. By the 1990s, the L became a symbol of neglect, graffiti-covered, underfunded, and increasingly dangerous. Today, the L still runs, but the world beneath it has changed. The opioid crisis hit Kensington harder than almost anywhere in America, and the elevated pillars now overlook a different kind of struggle. The Frankfurt L is more than just a railway. It's a timeline of Philadelphia's rise, fall, and resilience. What comes next for this historic structure, only time will tell. Well, I think they're getting rid of them from this street, so they're going to the back there. You see even the cops everywhere. Kensington isn't just another struggling neighborhood. It's become a symbol of America's failed war on drugs, with open-air drug markets, rampant homelessness, and one of the highest overdose rates in the country. This area draws journalists, documentarians, and even tourists. But why here? And yet, just a short drive away is the Mutter Museum, where medical history shows us how far we have come and how much we are still struggling with public health crisis. In less than 20 minutes, we go from one of America's most desperate states to a museum that preserves some of medicine's most bizarre and tragic stories. The Mutter Museum holds a skull collections, deformed skeletons, and preserved organs, reminders of how diseases and addictions have shaped human history. Just like the opioid crisis, many exhibits here show what happens when medicine fails or when society ignores a growing epidemic. The difference? These are stories from the past. Kensington crisis is happening right now.
No, if you go down there.
Oh, I should have gone there.
It's all right. Make the next one. Just keep paying attention to the road, though, because
look at them.
the zombies are not on the leash. Everything that you must do has to be right there on the street.
Kensington isn't just a tragedy, it's a spectacle. Filmmakers, journalists, and even tourists come here to capture the raw, unfiltered reality of addiction in America. There's a morbid fascination with Kensington. It's one of the few places in the US where the drug crisis is this visible. But is this exploitation or necessary exposure? Some argue that filming Kensington raises awareness. Others say it turns human suffering into content. People treat Kensington like a zoo. They film, they live, and nothing changes. Yet, without these videos, will the rest of America even know about Kensington? Despite the chaos, there are people fighting to save Kensington. Harm reduction groups, volunteers, former addicts are working to bring hope back to this neighborhood. Philadelphia's government has tried everything: police crackdowns, cleanup initiatives, rehab programs, but the drugs keep coming and the cycle continues. Until we address the root causes, poverty, mental health, and pharmaceutical industry's role, Kensington won't heal. Kensington is more than just America's worst drug street. It's a community fighting for its future. The question is, will America pay attention or just keep filming? If you found this video eye-opening, don't just watch, share it. Awareness is the first step toward change.
So this is where Will Smith grew up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I go down this street and come to the bridge.
Oh, we're against. Okay. The garbage bag didn't even make it in the garbage. So you are going to make a left at the light.
The left